My intention for today is to work on standing poses. So, eagle, tree, king dancer, eagle, tree, king dancer, warrior 1, 2, and 3. Maybe some goddess pose. But we'll try and cover all of the standing poses, and we'll bring it into a nice flow. So we'll take the next few minutes and ground, come to center in any way that works best for you. We'll start to drop in. The fastest way to come into the present is to switch your focus from everything that's happening externally. If you've had a busy morning or day, oftentimes the space around the head can be pretty pingy. So if you switch your focus to your breath, and begin to harness pranayama, breath restraint, taking deeper, fuller inhalations, and slow exhales, nice and easy, in and out through the nose. A few rounds, a few minutes, and like sediment kicked up in the bottom of a lake, everything begins to settle down and the water becomes clear. And thinking about all of the reports of the canals in Italy, where the dolphins are coming back and the water is crystal clear, and the fish, you can see the fish, and the swans are swimming around. So scanning the body. This body scan is very important in the practice, the physical practice of yoga asana. So, in your mind, with your mind's eye and your creative visualization, from the top of your head all the way down to the shoulders, the heart space, sensing the belly and the organs, all the way into the lower back, the hips, down the legs. So think of like a laser beam scanning the body, and just observing what's present for you in this moment without changing anything. Your awareness alone is enough. And keep curious, keep paying attention, keep breathing, and it will change. Cultivating witness mind before we begin our practice. Okay, now let's see if we can maintain that observer, that witness. And we'll come to the top of our mat. So we'll move into our yoga asana today. So let's bring our personal intentions to our practice, bringing hands to prayer. Close the eyes, feel your feet and the earth holding you up. You might refresh your step, wiggle your toes. Earth, sink into the heels. and life force breathing into the bottom of your lungs. And again, scan the body from head to toe, and then back up from toes to head. As you inhale, your personal intention, anchor it into your heart space. And we'll begin with a round of Om, taking in a deep breath. Sound of creation and cosmic manifestation. Inhale, reach out and up, palms touch overhead. Reaching up towards source, and exhale down to the ground, forward fold, palm the mat. Relax the back of your neck. Shake your head no. Shake your head yes. Palms to shins, halfway lift, long spine. So you're going to find that nice hollow in the lower back. You might even bring your hands to the lumbar spine. Squeezing the elbows together. Inhale, collarbones forward, and exhale, fold. Now let's step back to our first down dog, and we'll pedal out our heels. 5 deep breaths in and out through the nose. Ujjayi is very important. So if at any time you find yourself mouth breathing, pause and come back to nostril breathing, in and out through the nose. Full inhale, long exhale. So if you're new to Ujjayi, you might inhale for 3 seconds and exhale for 6. If that's easy, inhale for 4 seconds, exhale for 8, and it just keeps going. We want the exhale to eventually be twice as long as the inhalation. So we'll inhale, come forward into plank, we're waking up the body, and exhale back to downward facing dog, lifting from the hips. So inhale, forward, coming into plank. You might roll through the spine here, really strong in the solar plexus. And exhale, lifting the hips, downward facing dog. One more time, and we'll hold in our plank pose. So I'd like to encourage you here to soften your elbows, spiral the eyes of the elbows forward, and slide the shoulder blades down the back. Release your tailbone towards your heels. Gaze towards the horizon. One more breath here. And exhale, lower the knees, hips back to the heels for child's pose. One breath. Inhale. And exhale, slow. Come to tabletop, and we'll move through cat and cow. So again, still warming up the spine. Exhale for cat, rounding the back. Inhale for cow. And we'll take 2 more rounds, flowing with your breath. Exhale for cat. Expel the air from your lungs at the top of cat. And inhale, spill the hips forward, come into the belly, and reach the heart through. Inhale. One more, exhale cat. And inhale cow. Lowering down into cat bow push-up. Let's do 3 rounds. So glide forward, elbows bend in towards the side body. Inhale, press up. Exhale, lower down. So waking up the arms, inhaling up. Lean forward, exhale, lower down. Let's come all the way down. Scoot the hips back behind you. Inhale, lift for cobra. Take it easy. Let's look over the right shoulder, look over the left shoulder. You might even bend one leg and the other. We'll come through tabletop, tuck the toes under it, and lift the hips high for downward facing dog. Point the right toes back behind you, sweep the leg high, roll your right hip open, and bend and extend the right leg. This is a great way to open up the hips. You can lift and lower the left heel. Another breath, and we'll switch sides. Exhale, lowering down the right foot. Inhale, lifting up the left. 3-legged dog. Roll your hip open, so you might even look underneath your armpit. Hi. Lift and lower the right heel. And left foot comes down. We're going to tiptoe to the top of the mat. So feet to hands, inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive out and up, palms touch overhead. And exhale, hands to heart. Take a breath, refresh your step. We'll step the left foot back for Virabhadrasana 1. So reaching the arms up. Leaning back. Anchor into the outer edge of the back foot, bend into the front knee. Relax the shoulders, one more breath here. And exhale, fold. Plant the hands. Now step the left foot back. I want you to pick up the right foot. So you're going to press into your hands, pick up the right foot and hold it. Good. Stepping back into your plank pose. 3 breaths. Reach back into your heels. Slide the shoulder blades down the back. Soften your throat. Another breath. And we'll lower down. Take the knees to the mat. Heart between the hands. One more cat bow. Inhale up for cobra. This time you can let the hips release forward towards the back of your wrists. Roll the shoulders. Again, look over the right shoulder. Look over the left. Now take a look at your toes. Are they pointing straight back behind you? Maybe you can even bring your big toes to touch. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, through table, downward facing dog. This time, point the right toes back behind you, sweep the leg up, and we'll step the right foot forward between the hands, left heel down, back to warrior 1. So inhale, out now. Hands to heart. Finding eagle arms, your right arm under the left. Anchor in. And let's take 3 rounds of lifting the heart, lifting the elbows, rocking back, and exhale, round and coil in. Okay. Inhale, lift. And exhale, coil in. This helps to open up behind the heart. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, rounding in. And coming back to center. Pick up the shoulders, draw them back and down. I want you to try a few circles with your right knee. So really connecting to the 4 corners of your right foot. We're going to come into full eagle. So you'll lift off those back toes. Left leg comes up and over right for full eagle pose. Now, your foot might hang out over here. That's okay. Inner thighs are squeezing together. Or if you sit really low back into your hips, you can take the toe hook. Everything squeezing in towards center line. 5 breaths. Your thumbs are right in between your eyebrows. And see if you can draw your hands away from your face, just a little. 1 more breath, sit a little lower. And release. Unravel. Shake out your arms and your legs. Refresh your step. Hands to heart. And right foot back for Virabhadrasana 1. All right. So arms out and up, leaning back. 3 breaths. Get a little warmer. It's working. Inhale, lift the gaze. And exhale, plant the hands. Step your right foot back first, taking a larger stance. Press into your palms. Now let's see if we can do this without making a sound. Pick up your left foot and hold it. Send it back for a plank. Reach back into your heels. And we'll transition into chaturanga. So you're welcome to stick with the knees down and the heart between the hands for cat bow. Or lower down, chaturanga dandasana, staff pose. Inhale. You can come into full up dog. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, so knees lift up off the floor. And exhale back to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Pointing the left toes back behind you, sweep the leg high, 3-legged dog, round knee to nose. Coming into Virabhadrasana 1. So your right foot can step out to the side for a broader base, and we'll come up into our warrior one. You're nice and sturdy, hands to prayer, right arm under left, eagle arms. And take a moment to set up, pick up the shoulders, draw them back and down. So it's as if your chest is reaching up in between your arms. Activate deep lower belly, bend into your front knee. All right, we'll rock. Inhale, lift the elbows, head rocks back. Exhale, rounding in, chin to chest. Might even look underneath your body, check out your back foot, make sure the arch is lifting. As you bend into the front knee, it's over the ankle. Inhale, back leg is strong. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift up, last one. And exhale. Coming to center, take a moment. Remember, thumbs away from your face. Shift into your left foot. So if you want, do a couple circles with that left knee. Feel the four corners. Make sure you're nice and neutral. And then lifting the right toes. Right leg comes up and over left as you sit down into eagle pose. Garudasana. Sit a little deeper. Find some depth in the pockets of your groin. Lift the elbows, pinkies away from you. Shoulders up, back, and down. One more breath here, sit a little lower. Very good. Inhale, come on up, shake it out. Let's try some shoulder circles here. You can roll out your wrists. Shoulders up, back, and down. 2 more times. Take a big breath in. Elbows high, exhale. 1 more. So we're getting that energy flowing here. Reach out and up. Big inhale. Maybe a slight back bend. We're warm now. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Palm the mat. Try a couple hops back into your plank. Shift the weight forward. Lower down through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Count the seconds. So maybe a 4-second inhale. An 8-second exhale. And repeat. 4 more rounds. Activate solar plexus. Relax your jaw. 1 more breath. And child's pose. Knees to the mat. Hips to the heels. Reset. All right, we'll meet in tabletop. So we want to prep for King Dancer, which will be our next standing pose. But King Dancer is a standing balancing pose and a back bend. So we want to prepare the body for a back bend. And one of the great ways to do that is extending the right heel back. All right, I'm going to round knee to nose, 3 to 5 passes. Inhale, kicking back. Now you can add your left arm as well, and as you curl in, draw elbow and knee to touch. Inhale and exhale. So reach on the inhalation, expanding, reaching in opposite directions, and contract on the exhalation. Now reach long. We're going to bend the right knee. Left hand reaches back to take hold of the foot. Now I'm taking hold of the pinky toe edge of the foot. And this keeps the left arm in external rotation. So the palm is away from me. I'm grabbing onto the pinky toe edge of the back foot and kicking out and up, coming into a back bend. Now you can draw the left shoulder down towards the ground, gaze forward. Now take a look at your right elbow, dial it in and slide your shoulder blades down the back. 5 breaths. Left toes press down into the ground. Right toes press up and into your hand, higher. Good, and release, back to child's pose. Now turn your palms up. You can make a fist, curling under your wrists, just countering any tension that we've created in the wrist joint before coming back into our tabletop, and we'll switch sides. Okay, so this time, tabletop, extending the left heel straight back. So you want one long line of energy out through the crown of the head and your heel. Inhale, exhale, round knee to nose. You know, this might be enough, or you can add on, extending that left heel back and the right arm forward as you exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. All right, so imagine that I'm there and I'm pulling on your hand, and then I'm pulling on your ankle in opposite directions. And exhale, round. Last one. Good, hold steady for a breath. Dial that left elbow in. So you want to feel the inside of your arm and the inside of your breast here. So bend the left knee, reach back for your right hand, catch the pinky toe side of the foot. So this is important because sometimes we'll take like an extra turn with the hand. So if you give me a thumbs up with your right hand, send it back so the palm is facing away and you catch the pinky toe edge of the left foot. Kick out and up. And then dial your right shoulder forward and down towards the ground. I'm going to keep your left knee pointing straight back behind you. 5 breaths. Your left hand is screwing into the floor. Your right toes press down into the earth. Kick up a little bit higher. 1 more breath. And release back into your child's pose, nice and slow. You might rock the hips from side to side. Make nice because it was a lower back or a back bend. So the lower back might need a little extra love. All right, I'll show you guys something. Come to the tabletop. I like to get into my neck this way. So if you tense your fingers, take them wider than your mat. And then look over your right shoulder as you dip down into the left. Inhale, lift up from the back of the neck. And we'll dip down into the right shoulder, looking over left. And try that 2 more rounds. Right. On an inhale, come to center. Look over the left. And that'll really help to open up the front of the shoulders. Good. All right, so return to downward facing dog. Plant the hands mindfully. Tuck the toes under and lift the hips high. Three more breaths. So down dog is a resting posture eventually. It takes about 2 weeks of consistent practice, if my memory serves me, to actually get that sensation of rest in downward facing dog. Let your bones hold you up. Your muscles just spiral the bones, kind of lock you into place. I use the analogy of Chinese finger cuffs. So your hands are pressing into the floor, your hip bones, your sitting bones are lifting up and away from your hands as the heels draw down towards the ground. Now take a look at the arches of your feet. If you externally rotate your inner thighs or roll your inner thighs out, you'll notice that the arches of your feet lift. You have a suction cup in the very center of your palms. If you roll the inner arms out, that suction cup, that dome in the center of your palms also lifts. So you want to look for that. Hollow out the deep lower belly, look forward. We'll try a couple hops to the hands. So Austin went over this with you guys yesterday if you were in class. So you can start to play with this. All the way to the hands, halfway lift. Let's open up the shoulders a little bit more. Reach back behind you, interlace your fingers. Inhale, heart forward. And exhale, dive in. Roll the shoulders open. 3 breaths. Now try that again with the inner thighs rolling out and lifting out of the arches of your feet. Hollow out the deep lower belly again. Muladhara Bandha, pelvic floor lifts. Release the hands, and we'll roll up to standing nice and slow, rounding the back, chin to chest. Okay, refresh your step. We're preparing for King Dancer, so I'll demonstrate first, and then we'll do this together. All right, so you want to find the 4 corners of your standing foot. You know, there's magic in mudra too, so if you want to bring your index finger and thumb together for Chit Mudra or Om Mudra, left hand, thumb up. You're going to reach back and again catch the big toe side of the foot. Now you can also catch the neck of the foot and draw the heel towards the glute here. Knee down towards the ground so we can get a nice quad stretch momentarily before kicking out and up. So palm is facing away, I have a hold of my big toe, and you kick the hand, or the foot, into the hand, kicking out and up. You want to get this nice bubble going on here. Take up all of this space in the back body. Again, breathing into the kidney space here. And then we can include the right arm. So reaching forward as your foot, your back foot, kicks out and up. Standing leg is strong. 3 to 5 breaths. Now your left knee is pointing straight back behind you and your shoulders reaching forward. Now there are some lineages where the shoulders are in line with each other, but I like to get that nice pec stretch on the left, the external rotation of the left arm. Your right leg is also in an external rotation. There's lots of spirals, lots of domes that we're working with. And when you're ready, ease on out. So the domes in the body are where we're experiencing anti-gravity in the lift, that reverb. The arches of the feet, behind the knees, the creases of the groin, even the domes of your waist, armpits, roof of the mouth, crown of the head. So I'll reference those a lot, just so you know why. All right, circle out the hips, reset, other side, shifting over into the left foot now, maybe some circles. And bend and extend, get nice and grounded. Right hand, give me a thumbs up. Palm away from you, reaching back. Catch your foot. Now you can draw the heel towards the glute, hang out. Maybe left hand, left hip. One side is always a little different than the other. I'm right side dominant, so this one's always a little more challenging. Bringing in mudra. Now mudra closes an energetic circuit, so it really grounds you in. If I need to pull up energy, my husband used to joke me, because when we first started dating, if I ever stopped short in the car, if there was a car in front of me that stopped short, I would come into mudra automatically because I was teaching so much yoga at the time. So you can stop cars with mudra. Fact check. All right, so right foot kicks out and up. All right, so take up all of this space, big bubble. You want lots of space in the back body, so even releasing the tailbone down here as well, hollow out the fulcrum point. Draws in and up. Take up all of this space, kicking out and up, out and up, out and up. And then once you've reached that maximum, left arm reaches out. And you're a bit of a teeter-totter here. So the more you reach, the more you can kick up. 3 to 5 breaths. Right knee in towards center line, gaze forward. Right shoulder's drawing forward to counter. And ease on out when you're ready. Refresh your step, circle it out. Roll around in the four corners of the feet. Very good. All right, and then let's just take a wide stance. Come into goddess pose, heels in, toes out, and you can sink the hips down low. Now your inner thighs are rolling out. So I might even try and shift some weight onto the pinky toe edges of the feet. And let's start by bringing the hands to prayer. Releasing tailbone down. All right, so coming into goddess pose. So arms out, elbows out, palms out. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Exhale, goddess pose. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Exhale, goddess. So everybody come into 5-pointed star and catch the hips, and we'll hinge forward from the hip creases, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. So spreading the mat apart between your feet, catch your ankles, and draw yourself in. Belly towards the upper thighs. Again, belly towards the upper thighs, catch your heels, draw yourself in. Now you can also take your peace fingers, wrap them around your big toes, elbows high. Very good. Hands to hips, elbows up towards the sky. Inhaling up with a nice flat back, pause halfway. 3 breaths. Really activating solar plexus. Hips are reaching back behind you, spreading the mat apart between your feet. And we'll inhale all the way up to standing and come to the top of your mat. So one more standing balancing pose, coming into tree. Shifting the weight into the right foot, bend and extend. All right, and then draw the sole of the left foot to your inner right ankle, your calf, or you can draw it up to the thigh. All right, now take your peace fingers on your left hand and bring it to the crease of your groin. You want to dip in here. Now that's going to kick some weight over into the right hip. Bring your right hand to your right hip bone and the left hand to the knee. These 2 points are really opening up like a book. They're moving away from each other as you release the tailbone down. Then interlace your fingers, upward salute. Inhale, drawing a line straight up. Now your biceps kind of squeeze your ears a bit. Relax the shoulders down. 3 to 5 breaths. Now if you really want to challenge your balance here, as if tree isn't hard enough, reach back behind you. Now you can hold on to opposite elbows or find reverse prayer. Elbows open up. And inhale, lift the heart, let the head rock back. Okay, and center. Release, shake it out. We're gonna try the other side. Do a little dance. Shift over into the left foot. So really rooting down into that left foot. Remember there's magic and mudra. Your right leg externally rotates so that the heel is in line with your ankle. And you can either stay here with a little perch kickstand or slide up to the calf. After the calf, you can reach down, maybe help the foot up so that the right foot is in the inner left thigh. Again, magic and mudra. Bring your left hand to your left hip, right hand to the knee, and open up. So tailbone releases down. Should have a nice stretch in the inner right thigh, your adductor. You want length in your standing groin. So that left groin is long and your thigh is engaged. Now the knee is not locked out. Feel the four corners of your standing foot. Maybe hands to hips, maybe one to the lower belly, one to the lower back. When you're ready, find your mudra, Stipa mudra, interlacing your fingers, index fingers point, crisscross the thumbs. Inhale, straight line of energy all the way up. Inner arms, squeezing the ears, and breathe. Soften the face. Find a drishti, a point on the floor to fix your gaze upon. And if you want to take this to a new level of challenge, reach back behind you. Gather your elbows or find reverse prayer. Opening up the heart space, your shoulders roll back and down, elbows reach back. And inhale, lift the heart, head rocks back, 3 to 5 breaths. Try and look up. Keep breathing. And slowly release out. Okay, so let's take a moment, shake out your feet, roll out your wrists. Final standing pose. And I'll show you where we're going here, because we will bring this into a flow. So I'll demonstrate first. We're going to shift into the right foot, and you're going to reach down. Peace fingers will take hold of the left, right hand and right hip. So we're going to come into Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, which is just extended hand to foot pose. So you can draw the left heel forward, draw the left hip down, and take it out to the side. Now to modify, you can always hold on to the knee, maybe with both hands. You can take the knee out to the side. We call this Captain Morgan's pose. Arr, pirate. All right, so, but for the full extension, you'll take your yogi toe hold, reach out through the heel, and extend the leg out. 3 to 5 breaths. And inhale, center. And you can bring your forehead to your knee. If you want to catch the foot, again, bend the knee as much as you need to. And elbows out to the side, forehead towards knee. Woo! Keep breathing. Lengthen your standing groin as much as you can find. Relax your toes. Forehead towards knee. Shaking is good. And release. And circle out the hips. Shift the weight over into the left foot. You can bend and extend. Get your weight grounding down into the earth. Peace fingers. Bend your right knee, draw it straight up. Peace fingers take hold of your big toe. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. So extending your heel forward, extend, hand, foot, and guide it out to the side. So your right thigh is in an external rotation, finding some depth in your groin. Lengthen the left groin, left leg is long. Three to 5 breaths. And inhale to center. Maybe reach with both hands. Fall out. If you fall out, it's okay. Just take a breath, come back in. Catch your foot, extend forward. And I like to hold on to my heel. Elbows out to the side, forehead towards your knee. Balance. And release, shake it out. All right. So a few rounds of breath of joy in our chair pose. I'll demonstrate and then we can do it together. You'll sit into your chair pose, and this is just to shake it all out. You'll inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, loud, audible, H-A, ha! All right, so 3 rounds. Are you ready? Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, inhale, exhale, last one. Inhale all the way up. Maybe a back bend. And exhale all the way down. Shake out your legs, shake out your head. Inhale, halfway lift. Let's take it through a vinyasa. Plant the hands, hop back into plank, and lower down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And breathe. Come back to that 3 or 4 second inhalation and the 6 or 8 second exhalation. Yeah, and if you ever need to reset with the breath, you can always exhale out through the mouth. You know, that HA sound is really helpful. Just take one audible and then come back to that nostril breathing nice and slow, ujjayi. So it helps to reset sometimes. And of course, if that's not enough, then lower the knees and hips to the heels for your child's pose. And rejoin us once you're ready. Let's go through one more flow, and then we'll get into a nice hip opener and make our way towards Shavasana. All right, so from downward facing dog, hop forward to the hands. And if you're still working on that, you can do that a few times. Just get the energy back up. Inhale, lengthen the spine when you're ready, no rush. Exhale, fold, draw yourself in. Reverse swan dive out and up. And palms touch overhead. All right, so I'd like to come into chair and figure 4. So bring hands to prayer, sit back into Utkatasana, chair pose, and bring your left ankle onto your right knee. So this is a nice hip opener. It's to prepare us for our pigeon later. And you hang out here and I'll demonstrate where we're going. So you take 3 to 5 breaths here, and then we'll come up into dancing Shiva, left foot lifts. Now if you want to try your extended hand to foot pose again, you can. And then we'll reach back into warrior 3, lower the foot coming into lunge, open up into warrior 2, and then we'll vinyasa. All right, so you ready? You guys are in your chair pose. Now you can stay here, sit a little lower, get deeper into your left hip, or take your peace fingers, draw your heel forward and out, forward. We're meeting in our dancing Shiva. So left knee up, arms out, 2 breaths. And guiding your left heel straight back, flying through space. Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. A few breaths. Reaching back into our high lunge. So lower the left toes down, reach the arms up. And we'll pivot on the back heel, opening into warrior 2. 3 to 5 breaths. Reaching to the back arm. You might even sahaja here. Rolling through the shoulders and the elbows. Little flow action. And we'll flip the right palm up. Inhale and reverse your warrior. Now you can even take a half bind here. Really opening up the right side body. Now this is a great place to find that groin depth. Peace fingers of your left hand into the crease of the right groin. Deepen your lunge. Good. Inhale and exhale. Windmill the arms down. Plant the hands. Now remember what we did before where we pressed our hand into our hands and picked up the right foot? See if you can do that now. Option to keep the right foot lifted as you lower down through chaturanga. Just a little more flare. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths or child's pose. That's a great place to work on your hopping practice again. If you want to take a few hops in place, you can. Remember, look at your hands. Land soft on your toes. One more breath. And we'll all meet in forward fold, Uttanasana. Hop into the hands, halfway lift, and exhale, folding in. Catch your breath. Reset any movements in your forward fold. If you want to wiggle out the legs, look right, look left. Shake out the head. And reverse one dive all the way out and up. Woo, hands to heart, few breaths. And we'll find our chair on the other side. So shifting now into the left foot, sitting back into our hips, right leg on top. So right ankle on top of your left knee, hands to prayer, and breathe. This is plenty. You can stay right here, roll out the ankles, work on squaring off the hips. And if you want to practice your extended hand to foot pose, take your peace fingers, wrap them around your big toe. Come to standing, magic and mudra. Inhale, right heel up, and slow, slow, slow out to the side. All meeting in dancing Shiva. So when you're ready, coming out of your chair in figure 4, up into dancing Shiva. Ooh, nice and steady. You roll out your right ankle. Leaning back and gliding forward into your Virabhadasana 3. So your right heel kicks straight back. You can reach the arms back as if you're, I think about Peter Pan flying, like second star to the left, I don't know. Reach the arms out and overhead, kind of swimming in space. Be easy about it. This is playtime. Channel your inner child. Lower the right toes down. Floating, 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 floating. There we go, nice and slow. Bending into that left knee, high lunge. Sink down into the earth. And roll open into warrior 2. So you're pivoting on the big toe ball mound of your back heel, opening the hips now to the side of the mat. Reach into your backhand, reach into your front hand as if you're playing a game of tug of war. A little sahasrana, you can draw the elbows up. This feels really good. Gets the energy of the heart space moving, the fire of the belly. Settle in. Flip the left palm. Inhale, reaching up and back. Making them bring the right arm around the back body. Half bind. Look up at your left hand. Deep in your lunge. Big inhale. And windmill down. Plant the hands. So hands frame the foot. And you're going to pivot up on that back toe. Pick up your left foot without making a sound. Take the mat with you. And step it back. Option to keep the left foot lifted as you lower down. Inhale, full upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And as I promised, a nice hip opener, finding pigeon on the right. So take your right knee to the, right behind your right wrist. Now your heel will probably be in the crease of your left groin, and that's okay. You can tent the fingers, and let's widen the hands out. Get into the shoulders a little. Draw the right shoulder down, gaze over the left. Inhale, lift up the back of the neck. Exhale, left shoulder down, gaze over right. Few passes. This feels really nice. Inhaling up, exhaling down. And when you're ready, come onto your elbows, start to walk your hands forward. And keep the heart lifted. This might be enough here. You can always bring in a pillow or a block. And if your hips are really open, you can start to slide forward. Forehead rests on the ground. Inhaling up, walk the hands in. Okay, so we're gonna come from our pigeon pose into cow face. So you're gonna keep the right knee exactly where it is. Draw it forward actually to center line. And then take the left knee and bring it right behind your right. Open up your feet and sit back in between your heels. Okay. And left arm up. You can bend at the elbow, right hand on top, or bring your right thumb down towards the ground, palm away from you, and reach back behind you. Interlace your fingers. You can also hold on to your ponytail if you have one, or your shirt. 5 breaths here. If you'd like to fold forward, you can bring your forehead towards your knee, rounding the upper back. So everything that we've done today so far has kind of prepared us for sitting in cow face, Gomukhasana. From our eagle to our chair with a figure 4, that hip opener, our pigeon. So now we're using all of the heat that we've cultivated to get deeper into our muscles. All right, so let's come into a boat pose, you guessed it. Just to keep the heat going, lift the legs, reach the arms out. 5 breaths, heart is lifting. Navasana, Paripurna Navasana, full boat pose. And you can be a big boat, and you can be a little boat, and a big boat, and a little boat. Just have some fun. Big boat, little boat. Cross at the ankles, shift the weight forward, and see maybe if you can hop back into your plank, move through Vinyasa, meeting in downward facing dog, finding pigeon on the left. So your knees behind your wrist. Unfurl your back toes, point them straight back behind you. Tense your fingers, take a nice broad stance here with your hands, and we'll dip into our shoulders. Left shoulder down, gaze over right. Inhale, rolling up the back of the neck, right shoulder down, gaze over left. A few more passes. And if you're lucky enough to have some blocks, you can bring those in, maybe one for your chest, one for your forehead. Start to walk the hands out, come onto your elbows. Great way to start. Rest your forehead down. So deep breathing and observe, coming back to that observer mind and that body scan that we started with. Which hip is tighter? Now, if you're super bendy and you don't feel anything in your pigeon pose, let me guide you. Lift your left toes, like flex your foot, curl your toes up. Press your ankle and your shin and your knee down into the ground. Squeeze the hips together. Point out through the right toes. Now, another option would be to tuck your back toes and lift your knee. And you'll feel that in your psoas on the right side. So there's always some place to go. It's never over. So let's just enjoy where we are right now for a few more breaths. Yeah, sometimes when we're working in the caves of the hips, some sighs will want to arise naturally, or so just deep release. If something wants to come up, whether it's a moan or a sigh or even laughter or tears, this is a great place to practice allowing without judgment, so suspending, especially in the privacy of your own home. Moan as loud as you want to. Sometimes I can go overboard there though. Can you not breathe so heavy? No. Just play it. All right, so come on up. And you're gonna take your left knee and draw it center line. And take your right knee up behind your left. Open up your feet and sit down between your heels for Gomukhasana, cow face pose. So your knees will be relatively stacked. And if you need to, bring a block in for underneath your bottom or a pillow. This pose used to be extremely difficult for me, so there's hope. There's hope for all of us. Right leg reaches up, or excuse me, right hand. Bend at the elbow and left hand comes on top. And this is a great place, especially if your shoulders and your neck are tight, to look right, look left. Put some tension in there. Hang out where it's sticky. And this is one of those practices where you move into tension, you move into discomfort gently, mindfully. If you'd like to come into the bind, bring your left hand out, turn the thumb down so the palm is facing back behind you, and then bring your wrist to your lower back and slowly, incrementally start to work your hands together until you're binding. And be patient. Take hold of whatever is available to you. Your ponytail, your shirt. Interlace your fingers. You can round the back, bring forehead to knee. And inhale, coming up, unravel. Extend your feet forward. I'd like to finish our final asana fish pose. So we'll get a nice heart opener. Go ahead and windshield wiper your feet from side to side. I'll demonstrate first. You want to bring your fingertips towards your bottom and lower one elbow at a time down onto the ground. So here's your level one. You want to keep the heart lifted as you let the head go back. So here's your level one, fish pose. Level two would be to bring the crown of your head to the floor. And you can lift the feet. Level three would be to lift the arms as well. If you want to add a lion's breath here, now you can hear a little bit of tension in my voice. You want to stay relaxed and the throat open. So you can release tension by adding a lion's breath. Big inhale. Stick out the tongue. Look towards the floor behind you. We'll lower down, coming into Shavasana. Any final poses that you want to bring in if your body's calling for something? You might hug the knees in towards the chest, kind of circle out on the lower back. You can windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Take a supine twist, extending the left leg out. Hugging right knee in towards chest. Taking a little twist. Happy baby is always a wonderful way to finish up a practice. It's extending the left leg out, taking the right knee in towards the chest, supine twist. We did do some back bending, so we want to make sure that our lower back feels seen and heard. And hug both knees in towards the chest, maybe some bridge rolls. So making our way onto the mat for a few minutes of conscious relaxation. Remember, there's magic in mudra, so you might bring your index fingers and thumb together. Now, this is a great opportunity to hone in on the pulse between the tips of your fingers, that thumb and forefinger. So that can be your focal point as well as the breath. So all of the doing, all the work, it's over. Let the sediment settle. So we've been doing the shuffle walk, you know, like the way that you walk around in Tampa Bay, shuffling your feet so you disturb the stingrays. So let's let all that sand settle. Focusing in on the subtle, the pulse between your fingertips, the temperature of the air as it moves in and out through the rings of your nostrils. Relax your forehead and your eyes. Allow the waves of breath to rise up, cresting at the top of the breath, and then washing over the body as the breath crashes back into the ocean. And follow that ocean sound of your breath. Big barrel waves, maybe inhaling for 4 seconds. Exhale for 8. As your breath capacity expands, you can inhale for 6 seconds. Exhale for 12. Slowing everything way, way down. Scanning the body from head to toe. Releasing any unnecessary grip or tension. And we'll release all effort. Allow natural breath to return to the body. Be the witness. stay here as long as you need to. When you're ready, start to make your way onto your right side and up to a seated position. Continuing with the eyes closed, watching your breath. When you come to seated, scan the body once more. Centering your awareness in stillness. Stillness at the core of your being.